administered by Conrad Murray on June 25th, 2009. Further investigation by the coroner's office through statements, through interviews, through the autopsy, through the toxicology findings, led to the conclusion that the levels of propofol found in Mr. Jackson's body were at levels similar to general anesthesia when someone is put under for a surgical procedure. The coroner also found that the levels of lorazepam were pharmacologically significant and that they played a contributing role in the death of Mr. Jackson, because these benzodiazepines work in conjunction with the propofol to heighten the effects that each drug has. Following these findings, the coroner's office concluded this was, in fact, a homicide. That Michael Jackson's death was a homicide. And more specifically, the coroner's office concluded that the cause of death was acute propofol intoxication, coupled with the contributory factor of the additional benzodiazepines in his system. Upon discovering and ruling and determining this to be a homicide, the investigation continued. And the investigation centered on the dates preceding his death. The investigation centered on the events of June 24th and June 25th, 2009. And the question became, what occurred between June 24th, 2009, when Michael Jackson, shown in this picture, is performing at Staples Center, singing Earth Song. What happened between that time and approximately 12 hours later, when Michael Jackson is dead on June 25th, 2009? What you will learn through the evidence is that what happened during that time frame is that the acts and the omissions of Michael Jackson's personal doctor, Conrad Murray, directly led to his premature death at the age of 50. Ladies and gentlemen, as the judge indicated, this part of the trial is what is referred to as the opening statement. And it is, in fact, an opportunity to give you an outline of what we expect the evidence to show, to give you, as the court said, a roadmap. Oftentimes in trials, witnesses are called out of order due to scheduling and things of that nature. They may not always come in and testify in a kind of chronological order. So this is an opportunity for both parties to present to you in hopefully a logical fashion what we expect the evidence to show. And as I indicated, what we expect the evidence to show is that Conrad Murray repeatedly acted with gross negligence, repeatedly denied care, appropriate care to his patient, Michael Jackson, and that it was Dr. Murray's repeated incompetent and unskilled acts that led to Mr. Jackson's death on June 25th, 2009. Now, to give you some background as to what was going on at this time in Mr. Jackson's life, what was going on in Dr. Murray's life, I want to take you through some of the evidence that you will hear in this case. Now, at this time, Mr. Jackson was preparing for probably one of the biggest tours of his life, entitled This Is It. It was going to start at the O2 Arena in London. It was going to be Mr. Jackson's comeback tour. And Mr. Jackson indicated one of the reasons this tour was so important to him was that he wanted his children to have the opportunity to see him perform on stage in front of a large crowd, that they had never really had that opportunity, and that he wanted to give them that chance to see him perform in such a manner. The tour was scheduled to begin at the O2 Arena, and it was expected to last approximately 11 months. It would then continue in the months and years ahead, but at that point, it was for the approximately 11 months to take place at the O2 Arena in London, England. What started as a 10-day tour soon grew to 31 dates. When those tickets quickly sold out, it grew again to 50 dates. Those dates, too, all sold out. Now, in preparation for what was going to be a massive production and a massive tour, obviously rehearsals had to take place. And the rehearsals were taking place in Los Angeles beginning in May of 2009. They started in a small scale at Center Staging in Burbank, where basic production and rehearsals were taking place with various members of the production team. When the production and the growth and the scale of the rehearsals outgrew that location, they moved to the Forum in Inglewood. They remained at the Forum for approximately just about the entire month of June. And then just days before Michael Jackson's death, they moved to a larger scale arena, the Staples Center, so that they could more accurately replicate what the actual tour was going to be. At the time of Michael's death, the rehearsals were taking place at the Staples Center. Now, during this time, Michael Jackson was living at 100 North Carrollwood in Holmby,